Hi, Dick Rauscher here. Welcome back to the Stony Hill Nuggets blog. Today we're going to be talking about Stony Hill Nugget number 267. This is entitled, let me read the whole title because that's only a summary. The silent majority is entering a time of rebellion and demanding change. So today I want to talk about a few concepts. I wrote this article well before the election. So I know the election has already happened. I have no clue whether Hillary won or whether Donald won, okay? What I want to talk about is what this country is going to look like in either one of those scenarios, okay? And I'll have a few thoughts near the end. Okay, first concept. If we think that a vote for Hillary or Donald is going to eliminate anger in this country, I think we're really misguided. I don't think that's going to happen. And why? It's because the people in the country, and what I mean by the people is one nation indivisible, the people, all of the people, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, immigrants, I don't care which group we're talking about, okay? They're angry. They want change. They're tired of gridlock. And most importantly, they're tired of watching the 1% take all the benefits of whatever little growth we have in this country right now. It's all going to the 1%, not to the middle class. So we have a nation of people who are beginning to demand change, okay? In other words, they're ready to rebel, and we're seeing this all over the place, okay? All over the world for that matter, but particularly in our country right now. So the people, the citizens of this country are beginning to demand change. That's the reason why Bernie was so popular. Okay, he's speaking for those folks, and a lot of them are the young people, okay, but he's still speaking for this country. Look at what he did in the preliminaries. I mean, he got a lot of votes. He was speaking for the people who are angry. So the next president is going to have to deal with the people and their desire for change. Same old is not going to be an option, and I'll get to that in a second. So, what are we going to need to do to change? Well, we got to deal with poverty. That's one of the primary issues, and it's probably one of the defining parts of the middle class. In other words, the middle class is angry because they're not seeing any hope. They're not seeing a future. They're not seeing a possible life that's better for their kids than they have. In fact, it's going downhill. Most of the middle class hasn't made any profit in the last 2 decades. That's pretty serious stuff, okay? That's speaking of an oligarchy. In other words, the 1% running the country, and it has to end. So we know that the 1% have got to be stopped, basically, and that's to get rid of all of the Citizens United, where the 1% have the ability to control our congressmen, our senators and congressmen in Washington, okay? In other words, they've got too much power, and we need to eliminate that Citizens United legislation. So the other thing that I see as a primary cause of anger in our country is gridlock. Gridlock has really nothing to do with politicians. Gridlock is a way of thinking. It's ideological, black and white, I'm right, you're wrong kind of thinking. And when you take black and white ideological politicians, then what they do is they enter into gridlock. Nobody's willing to compromise. No one's willing to give an inch. And this is what we've seen now for the last 8 or 10 years in Congress. And the people are fed up with it. okay? Everyone I talk to this is one of the primary issues that they're fed up with. And it has nothing to do with politicians. It has to do with a way of thinking, and that's what we have to begin to change. And that's one of the things that I think you're going to see a lot of people beginning to demand compromise and demand our politicians coming together and looking for compromise so that things can move forward. No one is going to be able to get all their own way. That's just not going to happen, not in a democracy, unless we get back to compromise thinking, okay? So we have a choice. I don't know who won, but the same old isn't going to fly. Whoever is president today, they're going to have to deal with change, big change, and it's got to include all of the people. Okay, if we start leaving out those who are poor, those who are middle class, those who don't look like us or think like us or have the same religion or whatever, we start leaving them out and we're going to have an even angrier country. Okay, so last concept that I want to leave you with, well, basically what I'm saying is same old is not an option. That's not going to fly. The only option that our new president is going to have to deal with, and it's going to be the only option available to them, is change. Okay? They're going to have to begin to listen to Bernie and incorporate some of those kind of changes and the kind of changes that the middle class are demanding, getting rid of gridlock, etc. So, last philosophy, last concept is every single moment of every day, you and I have a chance to make a new choice. We come to a fork in the road. We can choose the same old, or we can choose new, okay? All we have to do is make the choice to go on to the new path, and now we're moving into a new future. So this election, I don't know who won, but I do know this. We're going to go on this path, and the new president is going to have to be able to redefine this in a way that includes all of the people. Okay? So what I'm really encouraging is no matter who won the election, let's have some faith and some hope in the quantum theory concept of the butterfly. And that's the idea that a butterfly here flipping its wings can change the weather in Africa. Okay, it's kind of an old classic quantum theory approach. When we begin to vote for new and to vote for change, then what we're doing is we're butterflies, and who knows what kind of impact we're going to have in the future. We do kind of know what this is going to be all about. This is kind of up for grabs. So, if Hillary won, then she's going to have to deal with this. She's going to have to deal with people's anger. She's going to have to deal with the argument for choice, or for change, I mean. So hopefully, and I'll be clear on my thinking on this, I'm hoping that it is Hillary. If it's Donald, I think all bets are off, because Donald only listens to himself, okay? And if Donald is now the president, I think probably the most likely possibility in terms of butterfly effect is we're probably going to watch Canada build a wall. I'm being funny. Okay, I hope this is helpful for you, because this is where we're headed. We are headed for change, and change is a good thing. Change is opening up new possibilities for us, and I think that's what the people really are asking for today. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing who wins this election. Have a good week, and we'll see you down the road.